Hi. Hello. Oh, this is not the right scene. There you go. Hi. Hello. Hello, cutie patooties. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hello, hello, hello. How are all the lovely beans doing today? How is it going? How are all the wonderful, cutiest, patootiest, amazingest, magnificentest, awesomest beans doing today? Let me see. Eek, congratulations on your first for 48 times. Goddamn. Ruby, congratulations on your 26th second. And Joe, congrats on your 22nd third. That's a lot of first, seconds, and thirds, yo. You guys need to, like, chill the hell out. Actually, wait. Eek's first is... Yeah, it's exactly equal to Ruby's seconds and Joe's thirds combined. Look at that, math. Wait, that is correct, right? Yeah, okay. For a second, I wasn't sure if I was doing math or not. I wasn't sure if I was doing math or myth. But I was doing math, so we're good. Hi. How are the beans? How are the beans? How are the beans? How are the lovely beans? How old you? No. I asked first. So you gotta answer me, and then I can hit you with the how I'm doing. But first, you gotta answer me because I asked first. You ain't getting around this, Mr. Fishbird. Hello, Jeroen. Good afternoon. I'm not sure how much I like this predictable sen business you're trying to get started here. I am very unpredictable, thank you very much. In fact, I'm so unpredictable that even I don't know when I'm gonna start stream. So... yeah. If I was so predictable, would you know when I was gonna start stream? Exactly. And don't say you do, because I don't know when I'm starting stream. No one knows when I'm starting stream. I know when I'm supposed to start stream. But... anyway. Teehee, I'm finally back on my programming shit. Oh, nice. You had good rest? Good. What you working on, if you don't mind me asking? Trying to keep getting distracted at work today. Okay, what? Try not to get distracted at work today. I gotcha. All right, there we go. But I mean, I'm sorry, Ruby, but we're definitely gonna be distracting you because I'm upset. I am upset with you, Ruby. Also, Joe, I know that you're avoiding answering my questions, so I'm going to keep hitting you with it until you answer. But, Ruby, I'm upset. And part of it is your fault. I want to make sure you know this. That at least a part of this is your fault. Because you, my dearest, sweetest Ruby Two Shoes, have broken the wall. You broke the dam. You broke the dam between me and gacha games by making me play Genshin again. And as a result, I've now started 2 other gacha games. I hate it here. I hate it. I hate it so much. The bright side is I'm already stopping with one of them. It's good because I'm getting into the gacha game and then immediately getting out of the gacha game again. But okay, wait. Now chat's moving a lot faster. Oh shit. Then do you play fighting games? Not really. I'm the one. Okay, here's the thing with me and fighting games. I used to play Tekken way back in the day when I was small. And I was like, I kind of liked the fighting games. However, the reason I liked the fighting games was because here's my fighting game style, okay? This is how I played Tekken as a kid, right? You take the controller in your hand, and then you face the controller away from you. You turn the controller to the right 90 degrees. Put both hands at what is now the bottom of the controller. And the index and middle fingers of both hands on those 4 buttons that are now at the bottom of the controller. And then you do this. That's how I played fighting games. So if that's how I played Tekken as a kid, that's probably still would be my go-to strategy if I were to have to play a fighting game. So I'm the one that everybody hates. I'm the Tekken player that everybody hates because you don't actually know what you're doing, but the button mashing is making you win. And I always picked, I think his name was King. Which, now that I think about it, is probably like the starter character for everyone that's gonna like become a furry or something in life. But I just kind of picked him because he had a cat face, and I like cats. So, anyway. No, but you are so predictable that you always do the boo part. But this is the first stream in like 4 days that I actually did the boo, so no. Ah. Also, hi Hachiro. How's it going? How's it going? How you doing? How you doing today? 30% gay. Ooh. Oh. It's a start. Yeah, you'll get there. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Do I ever start on time either? No. We're late. Yeah. Kitties are late. Cats are just easily... They eep. Yeah. It's just how it is. I'm good. Mostly try making pasta. I did see what you posted in Discord. It does look good, though. It does look good, though. I hope it tasted good. I'm dying in... Oh, no. You typing not in... Okay, to be in my defense gone, the first message did not have the not. The second message had the not. Alright? That's my... I read the first message and then only saw the second message afterwards with the star. Which was a solid, like... 5 messages later. Alright? But yes, hi Gun. How's Gun doing today? I'm working on finally tying together the enemies, specifically making an animation-driven logic system so they can finally act and behave like I want them to. That sounds really fancy. Well, yes, thank you, Ruby, for breaking it. Something I don't like. Okay, so in my defense, alright? The gacha games... So, Ruby broke the wall with Genshin. But the 3 games that the 2 other games that then followed suit are all for like the same reason, and it's mostly just cute guys. Cause one of them is just a full-on gay-ass gacha game. It's so painfully gay, and I love it. And then the other one's kind of trash. So I don't really know. Like, I'm in this weird state where I'm playing it. It's an absolute dumpster fire. And for some reason, I just kind of keep going. And I'm not sure why. Like, you know when you're like staring at like a crash and you just keep watching while it's happening? That's where I am right now. Like, I just kind of keep watching this dumpster fire of a game go, and I don't know why. Because, like, nothing really makes sense. All of the systems are completely broken and bare bones. Everything's, like, falling apart at the seams, and I'm like, oh, but I gotta log in today. I don't know. But yeah. Something I don't like gacha games anymore. You're all the same. Here's the thing. I played... I played Genshin for a solid, like, 15-20 minutes, or like, a solid, like half hour yesterday, and I did immediately get the same feeling I had when I stopped playing Genshin, which is why I don't know if I'm properly like addicted. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it, because I'm immediately getting that sense of like suffocating FOMO again, and not in like the oh that makes me want to play, but in the oh that makes me not want to play. It's not the same as like how I used like back when I first played Genshin, where like every day I'd log in and I'd be like super into it. Like now, the main driving force and the main driving right now, there's one of those 3 games I'm actually like really into, and that one game is very gay. Actually, technically, it's like I guess like an otome game, but it's like you could be either a male or female character because they decided, you know, wait a minute, gay people exist, so let's open this up to them as well. And honestly, it feels like the story was way more intended to be gay than straight. But anyway, like that's the only one that I'm really into, and that's just because the characters are hot. Anyway, did Ruby hook you into? So I did play the MiHoYo games like long ago. I played Genshin when it first came out. I played Star Rail when it first came out. I never got into Zenless, because by that point I was kind of over the MiHoYo games. Ruby's pushed me back into trying them again. There's a part of me that might keep playing. There's a part of me that might not. I honestly don't know. Also, hi, Blaze. Okay, sorry. I'm so far behind in chat. Holy shit. Send fell in a trap? I did. Trap was called Ruby. Trap? Hey, yo. Hi, Kylan as well. Yes, gotchas. Ruby's gotten me into gacha games. And it's pain. Yes, oh my god, I'm so far behind in chat. I just see Eek's message about Tekken now. I got into Tekken 8 a week ago. It's so fun. We both have Tekken 8. See, I played... Those are satisfying taps, thank you. But that was how I played. So, like, I don't know if you as a kid ever played Tekken or the like. But, so, like, in South Africa, one of the things that we had a lot was, like, a lot of, like, restaurants that were geared towards, like, families would have, like, a kids' room, a kids' area for, like, the kids to play. And the ones that we had around us had, in the kids' room, they would have, like, 2 or 3, like, PlayStations. And so I had that there, and one of them had Tekken on it. And so, like, I remember playing there with my friend, and my friend hated playing against me because I would just do that instead of actually trying to, like, learn how to do combos or anything. I just button mash until it killed someone. And they hated it because basically the button, at least back then, I think that was, like, Tekken 4 or 5? I don't know. Tekken 4? I just remember, like, back then, at least, the button mashing kind of always won out. That sounds close to how I play fighting games. I use what Tao dubs the claws, lol, and I button bash the shit out of my... I mean, yeah. So, like, it's just like the index and middle fingers on the 4 buttons that would normally be on the right side of your controller. But then I turn the controller so that it's at the bottom of the controller so that I can button mash them. Until victory. Is there any other way to play fighting games? I'm glad that my community is full of my people. This makes me feel recognized and seen. This makes me feel fitting. Finally have a streak again. Thank you for the 5-stream streak, Ruby. And thank you for the 5-stream streak, Hachi, as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm starting to catch up to chat. Am I doing it? I'm almost here. Yes, King. No, not at all. Dude, King is somewhat easy to play, and in some moments plays himself. I mean, yeah, just absolute, yeah, button mash, and anyone can play themselves. I also played a guy with a sword, but I can't remember anything else about him. I just remember seeing his samurai sword and thinking he looks cool. And I vaguely remember him being, like, skeletal-ish in appearance. But I honestly, more than, and like there was like some like glowing fire around him. I don't know. The leopard wrestler guy. Yes, that's the one. I picked him because cat. Not another king. Listen, okay? I was like 6. And he had a cat face. But you never think about it because half his moveset is hype, moments, and aura. His grabs are awesome. That you see that far back, I don't remember. I just remember cat head and button mashing. You don't know what the 3% game. Oh my goodness. Joe with the 56. That's actually the highest we've gotten to so far. I play as Gon, the little dinosaur, and I would fart at my opponents repeat. Wait, there's a little dinosaur named Gon? Alright. Who is this? I don't remember him. Oh, he only appeared in Tekken 3. I don't think I played 3. I think I played 4. Or 5. Or both of those two, but not 3. He's so cute. What? Gon? Okay. Gon. I'm gonna need you to make Gon your new profile picture. Listen, alright? I'm just saying. I feel like you need to. Really, I can break the wall with Tekken and get you back in? Is that even a thing in, like, on PC? I thought it was a console exclusive. Is Tekken on PC? See, this is how far out of it I am with fighting games. I don't even know. You cannot just blame me. Okay, I blame Ruby. No, see, Ruby, the wall of the dam was stable, alright? And then what happened was, it was okay, and then you poked a little hole in it, right? You poked a little hole in it, and there was an ocean behind that dam wall. But you poked that hole, which destabilized everything. And then, on the other side, the ocean swooped in with a boulder that hit the wall, that the wall might have been able to hold back. Logically, it probably would not have, but it's a much easier excuse to say that the hole that you poked in the wall is the reason that the wall broke when the boulder hit it. And the boulder in this case is the gay men. That hit the wall broke, and now the dam is destroyed. But I'm still gonna blame you for it, sir. Feel that 1000%. I have people trying to get me to try Love in Deep Space, and I'm like, no. See, this is the one thing that I have, right? And that's the one thing that I've noticed, like, so with the game that I'm playing now, is that there's not really any, like, good quality. So, like, you've got a lot of these, like, gacha otome games, right? Stuff like Love in Deep Space. And you've got some of them that have insanely high quality, like Love in Deep Space. Like, honestly, to be fair, Love in Deep Space is on, like, a level of quality that, like, most of these games will never attain. But even the the average one, is still at a pretty decent level of quality, like, really nice art, interesting characters, like a good amount of effort goes into the game. But then, whenever, like, there is no real gay equivalent to them. There is no, like, whether it's man on man or woman on woman, like male male, female female, or even, God forbid, we go anywhere outside of the binary gender system to, like, represent anybody else. But, like, any of those, the only time you might get, like, a somewhat decent game is when one of the otome games decides to, like, branch out, right? So, like, for example, the one that I'm playing now is, like, they decided to make it so that you could start at, like, play as a male character instead of just always being a female character. But, like, that's basically it. Like, there is no one is made, and I feel like there's a market for that. Like, I feel like there's a decent amount of gay people that exist. But no one's like, hey, maybe let's try making one of these for them. Like, I feel like half of the Genshin community goes after characters because they're gay for them. So, like, why is no one like, hey, let's capitalize on it? Anyway, that's my 2 cents. So, any game devs want to help me make a gay gacha game? Right. Can you just enjoy the storiness? I'm gonna try and enjoy the story. I think I can at least enjoy the story with it. But, like, I know that it is definitely a bit overwhelming. Figuring out how to deal with Buttermash is a beginner is hard as fuck, but there are ways. Hi, old man. Fair. See, that never happened because I was like 6 and I was playing against other 6-year-olds. I'm glad someone else uses claw mechanics. Yes. I get roasted so much. Gotta recognize the patterns. Yoshimitsu. That might be the name. I remember that. Yoshi was my dad's favorite in Tekken 3 anyway. Let me double check real quick. Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu. I think this was him. Was he in Tekken 4? Wait, what did he look like in Tekken 5? Was it Tekken 5 that up? Yeah! Yeah! The hat. I remember that hat. Okay. Right. Anyway. Joe, thank you for the 5-stream streak as well. Goodness gracious, chat. I'm trying so hard to keep up. Please. I'm so slow. Would it be too evil to start typing one word per message as soon as Sing gets close to I'm never gonna catch up anyway. But yes, that would be evil. Keep typing. I think that would be perfect. Gone and Taken 3 secret character. There was, but only on 3 it was a guest. I see. King and Yoshimitsu? Oh, you weren't just toxic. You were plurally radioactive? Yeah, were they that bad? I just picked characters that looked cool and then button mashed. This film is amazing and it loops. If there were PS1s, then it was Tekken 3. So it was PS2s, then 4 or 5. No, I'm pretty sure it was a PS2. There were PlayStation 2s that time. Not against doing it, but I might start fart attacking everyone. Yes. Do it, Gon. Do it. Be the little dragon monster dinosaur thing. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Funny enough, I can somewhat hold my own against my friend who's in blue ranks when he plays characters properly. The moment he goes Panda or Jack 8. Oh, I feel like I remember the Panda. And starts mashing. Yeah, it's over. Matt started poking the dam, not Genshin. But the other with awful English accents, I will not take all the blame here. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Actually, Matt did start poking the dam with the Warframe one that I promptly stopped playing after a week. I was like super into it, and then I was like, actually, I'm not really that into it. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if gacha games, like, I can get the new game hype on a gacha game, or the returning game hype, I guess, in this case with Genshin. But, like, I don't know if they actually can keep me playing anymore. Here. This cat stinky. That's it. That's the whole message. Wow. Damn. This frog came in here. Ha, get shot. I forgot this is so rigged. Yeah, what can I say, Mr. Frog? We here in the Cat Society have developed anti-frog technologies. It's not possible for a frog to appear in our midst without getting appreciated. Nerd. Oh, fuck yes, Hearts Aligned. I love this song. Untapped Market. I need to make this into my own hand. Yes, Eek, help, join me. Eek, join me. Please. Trust me. Trust me on this. Just trust me on this. Alright? You do the game dev. I'll do the writing. Then we just need to get an artist to draw sexy men. And we have a gold mine. We have a gold mine. Alright? Like, genuinely. That's a gold mine. It's an untapped gold mine right there. You don't understand the amount of how desperate the gays are to get something like this. Like, I'm not joking with you. They are desperate. A gacha game. Exactly. Thank you, Derp. Now he's speaking on it, I don't think the game I'm thinking is the game he was talking about, and he isn't allowed to play the game I'm talking about because he might get addicted. What game? Wait, Kylan, were you talking about a game? What kind? Wait. Oh, that you're thinking of the game. Oh, right. Well, now I'm curious what game Kylan's talking about. My game involves a lot of demons. I like demons, okay? What can I say? Joe knows the game. I've shown Joe. I'm not gonna say the name because then I'm gonna get judged by everybody. But I keep just sending Joe screenshots, and I'm like, Joe, why am I addicted to this? Also, there were demon cats, so like I'm even more addicted now. Hi Nether. Hello, cutie Nether. How cutie Nether. Must keep chatting, never let. No, chat, please. Oh god, now there's a group hug. That's it. I'm breaking out the arcade stick. Oh no, please, sir, please don't. There's no such thing as toxic characters. Only poor approaches to said characters. On that note, fuck Kazuya. He can shove his electric wind god fist up my ass. Oh, up his ass. I was gonna say up your ass sounds like a good time. Up his ass, not so much. I don't think Matt has played it since either. Yeah, it was one of those like. It was one of those like, you get into it at the idea of the game and then immediately drop it. Oh god, 1 second. Yes, Nala, I hear you. Buffy and she immediately ran into the room, jumps on the radiator, shouts at me, and now goes and lies down. Okay, well, that's it. That's Nala. Okay, come here. Turned away and she immediately jumped off the radiator. And now she's screaming at me, so now she's going on to lap jail. Alright, lap jail cat achieved. Anyway, drawing sexy men is truly all artists' calling. See, that's why I want to learn art. That's why I'm trying to learn art this time. And this time I'm actually trying to learn. Like, I'm trying to keep at it. It's just so I can draw sexy men. That's really all there is to it. There's enough people drawing the booba. I want the sexy men. There's enough sexy ladies being drawn. I need to balance the tip. Like, I need to balance the scales. Every time I'm in a convo in a Discord server and the chat brings up an awesome and actually doable game idea, I think, fuck, I could have made this, but I can't do art. It's okay. That's why we find an artist to do it for us. This is a 3-man job, alright? Because you do the coding, you do all the, like, the technical side. I can do the story writing because I know exactly what the gays want. I have done my research into their habitual habits and their weaknesses. I know exactly how we can grip them. And it's between the legs. And then we just need an artist to draw the sexy men. And that's it. We win. We're done. That's the gold mine. It'll print money for itself for the next 10 years. Wait, Lamau, it all clicks that you just said that? Holy. Yeah. Yeah, no, Joe. I am actually quite hooked into that game. And I'm surprised how addicted I've gotten. Yeah. Lots of demons. Helltaker, perhaps? Not quite. I'd love to do a visual novel type game or do the character art for one. Yeah. That's how this one does it, actually. It's like, it does the story as just a visual novel. But, I mean, the characters are sexy, so, like, I'm okay with that. Senator Ajibana. Oh dear, we're getting the full name here. What does the frog need? Can we please get a shout out for Joe Fishbird? He is really cool and lovely and amazing and wonderful. You know? This frog speaks facts. So... since I think Pliers is probably busy with, like, finishing the workday. There you go. The game I was thinking of is called... oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, that one didn't really catch my attention quite as much. It's literally a game for the gays. Yeah. I've seen that one. That one didn't quite... yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was the art. I can't remember because it was a long time ago that I saw it. Maybe that was back when, before the dam was at any risk of breaking, but, you know, before Ruby started poking holes in it. So, like, I don't know, but I wasn't interested in it then. Oh, who knows? Maybe things change. Attack! Oh god. He's catching up quick while Nala distracts him. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, no. See, I always, as soon as I get any chance of getting closer, I just leave behind again. You know I am correct. Derptra's bullying today, yeah. But you know, it was lovingly bullying the Fishbert, so I can support this bullying. Hug, get the hugs going. Gonna hit up the memory lane for the fighting game enjoyers of chat. We need a new Bloody Roar. Never heard. We need more yaoi men. Thank you. Exactly. Men in nice team. That was loud. Men in women-dominated fields. Exactly. Can't have a group. Oh no! The group hug failed. Okay, Cat, we find an artist. Which artist will draw a bunch of assets for no listen, okay, so this is the thing, right? It's not we commission an artist, but it's become part of the team. So it's not like we're gonna pay you to make a few assets and that's it, because this is we're making a gay gacha game. So it's gonna be a consistently running thing. So they get a portion of the profits, right? Say it louder. Tempting, see? A share of sales isn't really reliable either and tends to barely yield anything on a small indie scale. Yeah, but see, this is the part where it's different because this is a gacha game. And it's gonna be gay. So you're feeding an underrepresented market. Trust me, it'll pop off. You're feeding a gacha game. All you need is one whale and you're earning a couple grand a month. It's easy. It's that easy. You sprinkle a little, if you really want to make money, you sprinkle some furry in there too. You sprinkle in some furry in there too, and you're sold. No, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I always support the Fishbert bully. Get love, nerd. I shall bully you both with art later this week. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You say that, but you weren't. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Matt and Ruby. Yeah, but it's easier to blame Ruby. To be fair, we ended up in that stream of Matt's because of you, I'm pretty sure. So, really, the only reason Matt was able to help poke holes in the wall was because of you. So, hi Joji, I need fish and chips daily, but also need my money. Yeah, you know what? No, that's just retweet. Yeah. Even more tempting, see? Bloody Roar, Rival Schools, and Battle Arena. I don't know any of those. See, I have no fighting game knowledge. I played a little bit of Tekken as a kid, and that. Yeah. Toss in a few ambiguous twinks to also bring it. Exactly. You get in a few twinks, you get in a few femboys. So that, like, you can, like, trick a straight man into being like, oh, wait, is this for me? And then they're like, oh shit, it's gay. But then they're too invested already, and then they get their gay awakening. So we work in the gay agenda as well. I suggest jiggle physics I mean, jiggle physics has to be part of it. That's just a requirement. Peck and Wolf, exactly. Like it all gotta move a little bit, right? Gotta keep it animated. You also gotta market said gacha game and read up on what types of games the market enjoys beyond just. Okay, so here's okay, Eek. I'm gonna level with you here. And this is where I'm gonna be I'm gonna level with you here. the mechanics do not matter. Like, and this is not a like a read on you or anything, but go out. Like, if you actually want to do your quote unquote like market research into what like the gay like gacha games scene is, like there's the one that I'm playing now. Most of the people play these games for the gacha and for the gay, not for, like, they play it for the cute, like the good looking characters, then that's it. They don't play it for the game mechanics. Now, if you were to get good game mechanics, that would be a wonderful bonus. But like the one that I'm playing right now is a quote-unquote tower defense with it's the worst tower defense I've ever played in my life. If I were to play this purely for the fact that it was a tower defense game, I would not have gotten past the tutorial. However, the overwhelming quantity of hot men and decently interesting story breaks that barrier easily. The other like the other like handful of games that I've seen, one is a like turn-based RPG sort of akin to Honkai, except there's like no real mechanics there. Like, they have a speed stat and that's about it. To determine the turn order, but like the character's actual like abilities, all of them have the same basic attack, and then they all have a slight variation of the same ability. Like, there's nothing there. And like in terms of like what their ultimates look like, where you got like the big fancy flashy stuff that like Honkai Star Rail does, obliterate. But yeah. I take no responsibility for the rating decisions. Beach event specials with extra jiggle physics. Exactly. There you go. See? It's working. I don't think I can work jiggle magic as it... You know, I mean, you could. You'd have to learn, but you could. Most of these games do use just 2D graphics. They absolutely do, but not in the way that... No, Eek. Okay, Eek. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. Again, the mechanics don't matter for the gameplay, but the gameplay matters for the gacha, because that will dictate which game mechanics will force you to engage with the... No. Again, Eek, no. I read the message. That is, again, it's not the case. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and if we're talking about... No. Okay, listen to me here. You haven't played these games. All right? Listen to me here. For a normal gacha game, I'm talking a normal gacha game. No. I'm talking if you want to play... No. Okay. I'm not... You want to make a shitty gacha or a good predatory gacha? No, listen. A normal gacha game. Everything you're saying now is 100% true if you're trying to make a quote-unquote normal gacha game. If you're trying to make something like Genshin. Because that's where the gameplay is your reason to go for the gacha. When you're making this kind of stuff, the gameplay is the lowest tier of interest to anyone, whereas the highest tier is horny brain. And I'm not kidding with you. These games are so bad. The only reason people play them is horny brain. The gameplay mechanics do not drive these people to play the game. The horny brain does. The horny brain is what makes them suffer through the terrible gameplay mechanics to continue the gacha and the horny brain story. That's all there is to it. It is a full-on just horny brain game. Now, yeah, exactly. What Old Matt is saying. They don't roll for the stats or the abilities or like the team compositions. They roll purely because of thirst. They roll purely because sexy character me want. That's it. The gameplay mechanics are not the driving force funnel for the gacha instead. Exactly. No, that is, like, it's not even a meme. I'm not even memeing to you on this. This is 100% how these games work. Every single one of them is centered around the gooning. The actual, like, gameplay is just there so that they can say it's a game. Like, if you make the most simple, bare bones, but actually, like, enjoyable, like, mini gameplay system in there, that's just a bonus. Like, that's the reason. So, if you look at, like, Otome games, right? If you look at Otome games, which is where this whole thing started, they were all kind of the exact same in that state. The first one, and that's where you get the critical success of Love and Deep Space, is that one actually invested in having really good gameplay alongside the gooning, right? So it has really beautiful, like, graphics, appearance, and, like, it gets all the girls in with the gooning. But then on top of that, there's actually, like, an interesting / enjoyable gameplay to the game. But even if the gameplay was not there, the game would still have been successful because of the gooning. But it's now, like, critically successful because it's also an enjoyable game on top of the gooning. That's the difference, right? So, like, if you want to make money in this scene, you just gotta focus on the goon. If you want to become the next Love and Deep Space, then you need to have good gameplay mechanics on top of that. But yeah. That's the end of the that's welcome. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm sorry for just blasting everybody with goon conversation for almost an hour, but I'm also not really sorry. So sorry, not sorry is really what that comes down to. Yeah. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Not gonna lie, I would work on a gooning game or a mobile game or something like that on the side while I work on something I enjoy more properly. I have no shame, lol. I'll gladly do something that would earn well to finance my actual... Well, like I said, all we need at that point is an artist. Because, like, again, like, with the Gooner games, the actual, like, game part of it, really all you need is just something to like keep the people slightly engaged. The main things that keep people hooked in those games is the art and then the story. Not even necessarily the story for being good, but the story for having good Gooner moments in it. That's all you need. So honestly, aside from, like, actually programming the gacha mechanics, after that it's pretty simplistic work, I would imagine. Once you get the skeleton of the game down, you're good to go. I've only seen a singular gacha game that's built on story and not gooning, which I recommend if you like story games. Really? Well, now I'm curious. Which one is it? Sure. I'm the worst at identifying Gooner games, apparently. But is that really a surprise? I was gonna say, this is coming from the person who yesterday in chat said, opens mouth, meow. End quote. So, no, that makes sense. Also, hi, Star. Hi, Star. How's Star? How's Star doing today? Apart from Love and Deep Space, that's Batman. Oh yeah, no. if you were not able to identify Love and Deep Space as a Gunnar game, Ruby, I would be concerned. I would be very, very concerned. I would want to shield you from the internet at that point. All right, Limbus Company. I remember you talking about this. Yeah. I should have seen this coming, actually. I knew it. I stepped on the landmine. See, my one problem with Love and Deep Space is that I can't do the female perspective. I just can't. Like, I understand why people love in Deep Space. I would love in Deep Space if it had the potential to have a male protagonist viewpoint. I just can't do the female protagonist viewpoint anymore. I've played games like that, and after a while, I can't get invested in that kind of character. Especially in a game where it's supposed to be a self-insert character, right? Like, if a game's character is meant to, like, sort of represent a self-insert for you as the player, I have to be able to play as a guy, otherwise I just cannot connect with that self-insert anymore. If the game character is their own character, so they're not supposed to be me, then I'm 100%, like, then I have absolutely no qualms about playing as one. It's like, for example, what we're gonna play today, Control. I promise we are actually gonna play Control today. But like, Control is a good example of that. I know very little about the game, but I know we play as a woman. But they're like, she's her own character. She is her own like thing. And in that situation, I am completely fine to play as a female character. But if the character is supposed to be a self-insert, whether it's a character that I'm making myself or a character that's been pre-designed, if the character is supposed to be representing me and my viewpoint in this world, if I'm not playing as a guy, I just cannot connect with the character. It's why I like in Genshin and Honkai and all those kinds of games, I always pick the male character, because the character is, while they are sort of defined in the world, they are supposed to be the you self-insert. Yeah. I'd love to see who Ruby would pick. Right. I asked Ruby if she would play Love and Deep Space. She said, not my type. No, that's fair. I can't watch the trailer without going red and thinking I shouldn't be watching this. Ruby is so innocent. And another gacha game, another game in general. No, that's fair. Doing well. Currently, Sirius is just pushing his body. Oh, little baby. After making a shallow gameplay loop and implementing the gacha mechanics, like 50% of the game will basically be complete. That's taking into account tools to easily implement new banners or content in a live service manner. Most workload would then fall on the artist to create the player-facing content and some variety for the core gameplay loop to hold people. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. So, I'm just saying, we're almost there, Eek. If we can find somebody that would want to do art for a game like this, I feel like we could tie this together. Either that, or you need to wait like 2 or 3 years for me to actually develop any level of artistic skill to be able to try and approach something like this. Then I'll be down to try. But until that point, we're gonna have to wait. It's too late for me. Love and Deep Space has taken me. That is so understandable. I get it. Again, I get it. If it wasn't, if Love and Deep, if it wasn't for just purely being a, if it wasn't purely just a female perspective for the main character, I would be 100% into it. Like, I would have lost my soul to Love and Deep Space forever ago. But yeah. I'm at dialysis now, gonna get hooked up. Okie dokie, Kylan! Take care, be safe, I hope it goes well. I appreciate you, thank you for hanging out with us, lovely. I promise you the story isn't that bad, don't do the secret times mode though. Yeah, see, and that's the other thing is that I find interesting with them, is that, like, those games, they put the gooning not in the main experience, but in like a sort of technical hiding side thing. Not really hidden, because it's like right there and it's big on the screen, but it's basically so that If you don't want to accidentally goon in front of people, you don't. Which is why, like, even games like that get to be streamed on something like Twitch. Like, I know people stream Love and Deep Space on Twitch because they just don't do the goony part of it. It's genius, really. I make myself sound like such a prude. I'm really not, but as Mary said when watching one time too, it's almost even worse when they're fully dressed and getting so steamy. No, I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can talk about this stuff. And I can enjoy it in my own time. But, like, if I were to actually see, like, if I were to actually be playing one of these games and there was somebody else, like, in the room or in the vicinity, I would go completely red in the face. I would not be able to. 100%. No, I get it. It's fully a me and my own time type of game. When you get the people, the ones that I don't understand, all right? The ones I don't understand are the people that do stuff like reading smut in public. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how these people do that. It's genuinely, that's wizardry to me. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, I know someone who, like, I was at a cafe back when I was in uni in Scotland, and I was at the uni cafe. So not just a random cafe. I was at the uni cafe, and I was talking to someone, and we happened to be talking about, like, AO3. And again, I can talk about it with people. But then one of the people was just like, oh yeah, I'm reading something like right now. And woman, girl, she was reading the most, like, she like showed it to us. And it was like just full on hardcore smut. And I was like, you're just sitting here in a cafe with a straight face, drinking your cappuccino, reading about someone getting absolutely, like, I was so that sent me into the stratosphere. Just fucking into the stratosphere. Like, I can handle, don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude. I'm not like, I enjoy, I've spent enough hours on things like AR3, but never in a million years when another human being is within, like, fucking 20 meters of me. Hi, Pendris. Smut Talk Boop, hi. Thank you for the 10 stream streak. Alright. I also heard voice acting is a good bro. Eek, okay, actually, Eek, I've been needing to talk to you for two things, actually. One was the thing you asked about, and I wanted to double check with you because it's been so long and I've basically ghosted you for like I was gonna say 3 months, it's been way more than that. So, like, whether or not, like, yeah, remind me to message you later about that. But the second thing is, did you get into, like, my Google ads, Eek? Because for the last 2 weeks, no, not even, like a week and a half, Google has been showing me this same ad about this, like, Dutch voice acting company. Just over and over again. Because I feel like, I don't know why. Because I've never Googled or, like, used the internet for anything about voice acting. But it's been hitting me about, like, this, like, oh, come to our voice acting workshop and learn how to blah, 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 blah. I feel like Eek has, like, infected
Hourly reminder, do it.
Thank you, Star. I feel like Eek has just, like, infected my Google ads. It's crazy. Okay, I need to catch up. 1 sec. I'm not saying I think Sen would be really good. But yeah, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I disagree. This is what I'm saying, but this dickhead hates himself and is good. Okay, listen. Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it in my chat in all caps, okay? My critical self-hatred is a personal and offline thing. Even when someone in the house is that level. See, I'd be fine with someone in the house, but that's because no one ever comes to my room. Right? Like, my room is basically like its own zone. So it's almost like my own house in that sense. Any other part of the house besides my room? Definitely not. With a straight face, that's how. Walk by girls are social anxiety final bosses? I don't know, man. Like, it's actually impressive. I was listening to an audiobook that had a fair amount of steamy moments and I was hooked on the story, so when I went out and got on the bus, I kept listening to the book. But then the next steamy scene, I just had to switch over to music. See, that's what I mean. Like, that's the part. Like, I remember one time that that happened to me as well. I was reading just like a fanfic, and at this point I was 15 chapters in, and they were like, it was like romantic, but there was no like steamy stuff. There was always like a little bit of like teasing and whatnot, but it never went like full on. So I was like, okay, this is just an interesting like semi-romance fantasy story. I'm 100% sold. Love it. Magnificent. Just my vibe. And I'm reading in the bus on the way to school. And then I happen to go into the next chapter. And 5 sentences in, it just starts turning into full-on smut. And I kid you not, I dropped, like just straight up, dropped my phone. Just on the ground. Just fucking, I was in the bus reading. My phone just slides out of my hand in pure, like, I'm completely dazed by just suddenly smut in public. And then I was like, wait, fuck. Scrambled to try and pick up my phone. Fell. Then got my phone. And then immediately tried to close that. It was the most fucking, like, anime moment I've ever had. So fucking ridiculous. It's the second most embarrassing moment I've had in a bus, though. It's only the second most embarrassing moment I've had in a bus. And that's saying something. You can bring it up, it's okay. No, it's fine. No, but like, can you message me after stream eat? Because I've been meaning to message you. Also, thank you for the hydrate and stretch star. We will do that now so that we can swiftly move on to another topic. Cold water is so good. No, wait, fuck. I need a stretch. Okay. I want to mute while I'm stretching, but then people will be mad, so. Okay. You got your stretches. Lamau, this can be your in, bro. I don't know. If I ever make a game that involves VA, can I commission send? I don't know about that. I have an animator friend who's modeling and animating first-person hands and a gun and the animations for them. They made the first version. I implemented it and we made a little plan for how to improve it for next time. Generally, I can show you how that looks like because in its current state, it's a bit ugly. Good promising start, but nothing worth shipping. Same with voice acting. The first files you send will have a 99% chance of not making it. No, I get that. I 100% get that. Smut in public is awesome. Do you live in a slapstick comedy skit or something? Nah, see, I sometimes I wonder, right? Whoever created, like the creator of my universe, the universe that I live in, the creator of this universe, whoever's writing my specific story is just bouncing from like trying out different types of stories, right? Like, I feel like every chapter of my life is from a completely different genre because there's this kind of shit happens to me. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna tell my most embarrassing bus time story now because I have. Actually, wait. I'll wait with the bus time story until after the ad break ends. Because this one is so much worse. So it's the story of a bad BL. That's the worst part. It's the story of a bad BL. It's the first chapter. Also, hi Tally. How's Tally doing? The whole bus knew? I swear to God, I hope not. Thankfully, it was like the bus is kind of rocky and it was early morning, so it easily could have been misconstrued as me just being half asleep. So yeah. Now you have to give us the story of the single most embarrassing moment, chat. Yeah, fine, I will. Fine, we'll get there. All right, give me until the ad break ends. They'll be there to both develop the framework for voice lines, making swapping them really easy to get a better and more cohesive idea of the game and to improve your MVAs. No, here's the thing, right? I 100% understand, Eek. Like I said, message me afterwards so I can talk to you about this. Because I also want to give you proper context. And then we'll get onto it, alright? But there's like certain things I don't want to talk about on stream, this being one of them. And yeah. But I do genuinely want to do it. Like I do genuinely want to like try this out with you, just to like at least have experienced it. Even if it ends up being absolutely nothing, even if it never gets past the being there for just voices to try with, and you end up finding somebody else to actually do it properly afterwards, that doesn't bother me. But I do genuinely want to do it. Like I said from the start, there are certain things that hold me back, and that I'll explain that to you later off stream. Anyway, well, we'll add after, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, Sin, how many of the same outfit do you have? I was gonna say not that many, but actually when I think about it, I do have like 8 different hoodies that are all just black hoodies with a different print on them. And like all the prints are like either like a crazy like dragon breathing fire or like a wolf howling at the moon. They're all very edgy. So like really those do even if the color scheme's slightly different on the print, they are kind of all the same hoodie. So probably actually quite a lot of the same outfit. R&B Meow Mix commercial, let's go. Okay, so chat, all right. This is gonna be a vulnerable moment for me, where I tell my most embarrassing story. And I kid you not, because even I honestly, to a certain extent, don't want to believe that this was actually a thing that happened. Sometimes I just try to imagine that this was a thing that happened in it. Because it sounds like the start of like a bad BL story, right? So I was in the bus on my way so this was the bus in my town. So there's 2 different buses that I have, one that goes from my town to like Amsterdam and one that's just like within my town. They're both stop really close to my house, and depending on whether I need to go to like the train here or go to Amsterdam determines which one I take. But so I was taking the bus to the train because I needed to get to Amsterdam faster than normal. Normally I would take the bus to Amsterdam, but I needed to get there fast. I was in a bit of a rush. It was sort of like semi-early morning-ish. And so we're in the bus. I'm sitting down, we're on the way, and we're getting to the station. And at the last bit to the station, the bus has to go through a roundabout, through a right turn, and a left turn, and then stop at the thing. And they're all like back-to-back immediately. So there's quite a lot of like movement happening. Now, I've taken this bus at this point for years. Alright? So I'm used to it. I normally, like, I would get off as he goes around the roundabout, and I knew the way he goes around the corner so well that I almost used the momentum gained from the G-force to move towards the exit door, so that I'm standing by the exit door by the time he gets to the exit, by the time he gets to the stop, so I can immediately get out. Nala, stop knocking stuff over. So I can immediately get out and go. Like, I am fully in the zone. This is my thing. I've done this a million times. However, today, on this day, this marvelous fucking whatever morning it was, I take a step I do the same as usual. He goes through the roundabout. I get off of my chair. He goes around the first, like, right corner. I use that momentum to start moving forward towards the door. But then there was something on the road. So he went over like some sort of, went over a bump or something, a rock. I don't know what it was. But the bus bumped. I lost my momentum. I tripped and fell. Yeah? And because it was around the corner, I fell to the side, not straight into, like, the alley of, like, the alleyway that you walk through in the bus. But I fall to the side towards the chairs. And there's a guy sitting on said chair. And I fall, and I'm not even joking, head first between this man's legs. And I land. I'm not joking. I'm not even I wish I was joking. I landed on my knees in between this man's legs with my head quite literally about 5 centimeters away from his groin. One of my hands, like, on his knee, just, like, grabbing to, like, not fall any further. And this guy was, like, I was, like, at the time, maybe, like, 21, 22, like, early university time. 21, I think. And I look up, and this guy is around probably the same age, although a good bit taller than me. He was quite handsome, too. And he just... he looks down at me. Goes, "Are you alright?" And then just smiles at me. And, like, I absolutely just go red in the face, staring up at this man while I'm, like, in between his legs in the most awkward situation of my life. And my brain just blue screens. Like, full on just blue screens. I just freeze on the spot until the bus actually stops and I can get up. And I swear, he'd probably, like, I don't, like, it was so goddamn awkward. Because it's the final stop as well, so we both have to get out there, and we both have to go towards the train. And thank God I never met that man again in my life. But, like, it was so fucking... It was so insane. I was so red in the face. I literally just could not. That could have been such a good How I Met Your Father story, and then Send.exe shut down. Yeah, no. I absolutely just died on the spot. It was done. It was over. I still, to this day, cannot believe that this is a situation that actually happened to me. Because that's the kind of stuff that happens in, like, romance stories. You know, the unrealistic shit that happens in, like, a BL that never happens in real life. And I can't, man. I absolutely cannot. Yes, now. Oh, Nala wants to leave because I think I'm being too loud. That was a meow of a green. Go on. Kitty has been released. Yeah, exactly. It was a full-on anime moment. It was even now telling the story, it's like, this is at this point, like, what? Like, at least 7 years ago, if not more. This is forever ago that this happened. And even to this day, anytime, I barely ever think about it, thankfully. But if I think about it, or like now where I happen to be stupid enough to tell said story on the internet where it's going to be forever, I go red in the face. Like, right now, I am completely red in the face. It was such an embarrassing moment. God, it was so... And probably the worst part was, there was also someone sitting next to him. So it wasn't even just like only, there were other people in the bus. So there were a bunch of people that just saw this happen. And my God. Goodness gracious me. Man, I wonder how that cute guy who fell on me is doing these days. That man probably. Could you imagine? That might have been it, chat. If I wasn't so awkward, maybe that was my moment. Maybe I would have met the love of my life there. Maybe I could have met Mr. Ajibana there. Could you imagine? Now I would have been in. Maybe I would have already been married. Maybe I'd have kids. Could you imagine this mess with kids? Is the bus man in chat? Speak up. Is the bus man in chat? In another universe, surely. Yeah. In another universe where Sen.exe didn't immediately die and the man wasn't straight. I don't know if he was straight. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was. Maybe he did like men. Or maybe he didn't. But in another universe where Sen.exe didn't freeze on the spot and the man was definitely not straight, that universe's Sen is probably married. That universe's Sen might not be a streamer, actually. Now that I think about it. Back then, I wasn't streaming anymore. So like maybe if that had happened, maybe I never would have been streaming now. So like on the other hand, I wouldn't be here with you guys. And instead, maybe I'd be living my family of 4 married couple life instead. In another universe, Sen.exe would have dropped a hot, "Oh sorry, I saw your face and I couldn't help but fall for you." And then he helps you up and you start talking. See, that's it. That's the stuff right there. Oh man. There you go, chat. There's my most embarrassing bus story. I hope you enjoyed. Alright. On that note, should we play a video game? Should we play the video game that chat voted for? It was good. I'm glad it was enjoyable. Sen, write your own BL with this as the start. Oh, there you go. I would read Sen's BL. Of course you would, Jar. All right, chat. Here's the goal, right? Okay. Here's the plan, right? I continue to learn how to art. Yeah. And then 2 to 3 years from now of daily practice, hopefully, the art gets to a semi-acceptable level that you can tell that the person is supposed to be a person and not some abstract like painting of a dog. Yeah. So bear with me here. We get to that level, and once we get to that level, I'll make my promise to you now. I will write my own BL. With that is the start of the story right there. There you go. It's clipped, it's shipped, it's on the internet now forever. And I can't even say it's not going to be forever because the VOD's also going to be on YouTube because I'm simul streaming. So this is on the internet forever. So you have a reference point to hold me to this. 2 years from now. 2 to 3 years from now. So by January 12th, 2029, before the turn of the decade, I will start writing this BL. Then can we write a BL together? I can help with plot characters. Maybe. Only if you help with drawing, because you draw pretty arts. Joe draws pretty. Speaking of chat, Joe draws pretty arts. So someone write this down. Everyone set your Google Calendar alarms. Tally, you know this will happen because you're still the reason we have the booba art. So you know, like, this will happen. It's been locked in now. Everyone set your Google Calendar alarms. Pretty art. Yes, Joe makes pretty art. Speaking of chat, I already did it, but I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. See, you see what it says there? Last Plane art. That's because that Joe Fishbird right there is a pretty little artist that makes pretty little art. And you should go follow. We're gonna get Send Book Time. We're gonna get Send Book Time. Yes. Yes. So like I said, there's your there's your promises, chat. What did I hear? We're gonna no. So I was trying to convince Eek to help me make a horny gay gacha game because I think that's the gold mine that's just completely untapped. And then now I've promised that by 2029, after 3 years of consistently practicing and learning how to art, I will draw a BL. And it will, the start of said BL, I will create my own BL story. And the start of the story will be my embarrassing bus moment where I fell into the groin of another man. Yeah. Also, reminder, you were gonna play a game? Exactly. That's what we're gonna do now. That is what we are going to start doing now. Chat. We're gonna play Control. So, as per the vote, as per the deciding factor, which I believe, if I go back to Discord real quick. Oh, Tally sent me a minute. What did Tally say? Oh. Alright, I need to respond to Tally later, but that's gonna require me to type an entire essay. Yes, as per the vote, the final vote actually, because we were on a tie. It was 5-5 for Ni no Kuni 2 and Control. And then the Beaver, a certain Beaver, actually tipped the scales in Control's favor. So, we will be playing Control today, and probably for at least the rest of this week. And we'll see how it goes. But, for the 5 that voted for Ni no Kuni, don't worry, because once we finish Control, unless something else shows up that like I urgently want to play in terms of a story game after Control, Ni no Kuni will be the game that we play afterward. So you will still get Ni no Kuni. If something else pops up that I desperately want to play after Control, then I'll play that first and then we'll do Ni no Kuni afterwards. But my plan is basically for like, because Monday to Wednesday I want to kind of have set as story games, period. So we're gonna play them like every time, Monday to Wednesday. It's just gonna be a consistent game that we play across those days so that you kind of get a consistent story. And there's a bit more of a regularity to how I'm approaching my streams as opposed to the absolute chaos. So basically whenever we finish whichever game is taking up that slot, I'm just going to move down the list of games that we voted for in the poll. Unless I get another game that I desperately want to put in, and then we'll put that game in and then continue further along the poll afterwards. Yeah, we're gonna do Control now. After that, Ni no Kuni 2. After that, Tales of Berseria. After that, Nobody Wants to Die. And then I might do a new poll after that to get the next set of games, depending on how far those 4 games take us into the year. Yeah. I wonder who that would have been. I know, right? If that was my Discord DM, then absolutely no, right? No, I definitely want to respond to your Discord DM. Because I do have things. Like, the more that I've thought about it, I don't know if I'd go with universally criticized. But I do have thoughts. We're talking about the Stranger Things. We're not going to get into it now because I know at least some people haven't watched it that want to watch it. I'm actually going to talk about it. But yeah. Also, please don't talk about it. Just so that no one gets spoiled. I don't like Um. I should have done pre-stream like a boot up of the game just to get like sound and everything sorted. So give me a can't wait for Return of the Man. Sounds exciting. I love the first Ni no Kuni, haven't played the second, so I'll definitely look forward to that. I remember at some point I was able to read the script. Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, I haven't played the first one. Actually, I should kind of watch it. I have seen some people playing the first one, but I remember getting the second one in Humble Bundle like years ago. And I was like, this game looks really cute. I love the Ghibli art style. And then just never actually played. And I know it was in a previous vote as well. And it didn't end up winning. It always comes in the previous vote. Ni no Kuni also came second, but that time I only did the game that came first. So at some point, it's got to actually have its time to shine. So what perfect timing for the music to finish. Control. Change category. Saved. You're frozen and never finished the first, so I might start over with it sometimes. You've got time to finish it in a way. Exactly! If you start it now, Pendrin, and then you finish it in time from that, in the time that it takes me to finish Control, because I'll probably take, I don't know how long Control is. Tally, if you're still here. Well, Eek, I'm pretty sure, is also very knowledgeable. So either of you. How long is this game? Roughly? For a normal person, right? For a normal person, how long is this game? Because then I know that for me, it'll probably be times 1.5 to times 2. About 12 to 14 hours. Okay. So we're looking at 16 to 24. 18 to 24. Okay. So that'll probably take me a solid yeah, that'll probably be a solid like 2 weeks of streams. I mean, okay, it depends on how much you spend on side shit. Oh, I spend a lot of time on side shit. I don't remember Eek's estimate, sounds about right, but definitely depends on how you play too. Like, I mean, I'm the you know how I played. I feel like we're kind of similar in the looking in all the corners, trying to find all the little things. So, yeah. Also, Plaus, you do know, like, you are free to quote whatever you want. Plaus, you weren't here yesterday when Ruby made the most magnificent quotable word, like, but it's too late to quote it now, because now it wouldn't be fitting to. Then I'd probably up that estimate to 16 plus, including being distracted by chat. Truth, actually 20 hours. Nah, no thanks. Nah, you didn't say it exactly. No, that's true. Wait, what? Yeah, yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, you can't actually, like, quote it now because it's too late. But yesterday, after Ruby raided in, Soren was talking about hobnobs, the, like, little biscuits. And then that like he would give Ruby one, and then Ruby typed into chat, and I quote, "Opens mouth, meow," with the little tilde on the end. End quote. And I swear to God, I lost it. It was the most brave thing to ever write on the internet. Yeah, you redeemed all the meows. Yeah, no, but she hit us with the opens mouth meow on the internet. That's a dangerous thing to say. Oh, we got the whole end user license. I forgot that games still do these. Export laws. Alright. First of all, settings. So, Tally. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a really fast reader. Tally and Eek, is this is a keyboard game, right? I don't have to put in the controller. Or should I? Either or, both work. I prefer with controller. Okay, I'll try keyboard and then swap to controller. Okay, subtitles, yes. Probably subtitle background is speaker name is definitely helpful because I don't know these people. Sign translation overlay? Oh, for signs in the world. Okay, yeah. We're playing in English, so I'm assuming the signs will be in English. Then again, I'm more of a controllers better for all games type of guy, except competitive shooters or RTS. See, that's where, like, actually, yeah. I mostly prefer, I like controller for like an action-oriented game. Something like a Monster Hunter. I like controller. Controller button layouts, Xbox, that's good. Borderless. You're on. No motion burp. I'll leave the settings on where they are right now. I assume the game knows what it's doing. 50 FRV gulp. Yeah, I'm just trusting the game's basic settings. Turn the music down just a little bit. For sound effects to be quieter than 70. Dialogue. Find it. Mute copyrighted music, yes. English audio. The actual controls. This is the game right here. Sorry. I had to do it at least once, okay? Enable tutorials. Keyboard sprint, toggle on off, that's fine. Toggle shield. I'm assuming this is all stuff that'll make sense. Okay. Let me know if the game is too loud. I get the feeling it might be, so I might need to turn it down a little. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn everything down a little more just in case. I will put you on like. Maybe put you on. Down till. I mean, games are normally very quiet. Here are some common options you may want to adjust before starting the game. You can return to the main menu and check the rest of the options. HDR. What is HDR again? High dynamic range output. That does not explain it. Do I need this on? Adjust the brightness until the left icon is not visible. The middle icon is barely visible. Right icon. I'm gonna tune it for. Does your monitor? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I don't know if my monitor supports it. There we go. Ray tracing off. Text and audio is in English. Subtitles are on. I'm gonna assume if it's off. What monitor do you have? God, I bought this monitor a million years ago. Great question. It's like an Aegon. Fuck, what was it called? Aegon 27-1, I think? I don't remember. AOC Aegon? Yeah, that's it. 271QX. AG271QX. That's what I'm running. Sorry. If that helps you. Seems like it does. Basically, high dynamic range. Yes, that is exactly what it... Thank you, Eek, for saying exactly what it says there. What is HDR, high dynamic range? It's basically high dynamic range. I was writing more, impatient guy. The irony of you saying impatient guy when you send the message before you finish typing the full message is... It's quite beautiful. It has better contrasts and better color depth, meaning your shadows and highlights will be shadowier and lighter. It's not letting me tick it, so I'm just gonna not do it then, I guess. Seems like it's not supported fire. Why is it there? Okay. Start new game. Rude. That's a typing style? You're so fucking rude.
This is gonna be weirder than usual.
Oh.
Can't be helped.
Listen, I know I'm weird, but like, chill out.
So here I am.
Lower the game a bit? Okay, I'll lower it after this. I don't know. Can I pause the cutscenes? I don't mind her being louder than me in a cutscene.
I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room, and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it, and we think that's the whole world. The room, and the poster.
Uh-huh.
The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person.
Those are two
like
very different
in that
things.
Movie, what is it called? The prison movie.
Ah, yes.
The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
She's pretty. Okay. Sorry, first thing, we'll bring it down a little more. Down. Kind of bring everything down in balance there. And we'll see. Alright. That should hopefully balance them.
I have short-term memory when I type, or stop being supported as soon as you made fun of Eek's writing style. Hey, listen. I'm not making fun of Eek's writing style. I just do find it ironic that when you type messages in an impatient way like that you then call me out for being quote-unquote impatient. And I can say that because I type messages the exact same way as Eek, and I know it's because of impatience. I've watched 2 others play this game and still don't know what's... Yeah, I've heard it's trippy. So I don't expect to understand half of what's going on. I love that there's a photo mode right off the bat.
Anyone here?
Alright. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if swapping it to full. OBS is like shitting itself. Better? Why are you being... Why is OBS... As soon as the game's like actually playing, it starts to shit itself. Where's Bongo Cat? Bongo Cat has been a little fussy recently with OBS, and this game seems to also be being a little bit fussy, so I'm like just trying to still fiddle around a bit. Enable DLSS. Change the render resolution. Stop. Yeah, I can try. Oh, there's DLSS. Wasn't there before. But I don't have an NVIDIA, so I don't know why you're trying to tell me to use NVIDIA stuff. Didn't know. I've talked about this 1,000,000 times. What do you mean? How does it look if I do this? Oh, it is much better now, though. OBS isn't shitting itself again. Yeah, that's... Okay. It's still, like, a little bit overwhelmed. But... Gotta go. It looks really good, though. No, I forgot. You forgot! How dare you? How dare you bring frogs into this? What is this weird effect that's happening on this? Like... Is it just when I look at that thing? Oh. That's trippy. That's so trippy. Greetings. And staring at home. There's screen tear happening. Looks like there's like a little bit of... Is it covering over onto street there? No. It's not screen tearing for you guys, right? Doesn't look like it. There's not screen tearing on over here. It's like the tiniest bit of screen tear for me, but like I can deal with it. Federal Bureau of Control. Stop! The name of love. Ah, collectible. Okay, well now it's gonna start happening. We'll find out in due time. Guys, I don't know. I'm going to sleep. I had a rough night of it. That's so good. A good rest, lovely. Take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. Reminder. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smart watches, smartphones, smart gaming devices. Anything smart. Number 2 pencil. Someone has a personal issue with number 2 pencils. Good to know. I'm more of a number 4 pencil kind of guy, I'll be honest. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept. Example, rubber ducks and ketchup bottles. What doesn't fall inside, like, huh? That one confuses me. All materials under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor. Alright, well that's a great start. Oh goodness. There's a lot of extra reading you can do in Control, by the way. If you actually commit to going through them all, you will inflate your playtime by a lot. No, I believe that. I'm an explorer type of guy. I like trying to figure it out. Yeah, this game is very pretty. Besides, like, the very waxy skin, like, she kind of looks like she's made out of wax, but not in, like, the stylistic way. Besides that, very pretty. I say right before this plant. Ooh. Yeah. That plant was having a bad day. Yeah. It was not a good day for the poor plant.
I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Oh, gotta. Expenditure summary, executive sector, quarter 2, staffing, surveillance, data center initiative, construction, minor, office equipment, janitorial costs, mold removal, HQ livability costs. Cost breakdown spreadsheet, see page 5 for 5-year comparison, see page 9. Real mood, I'm gonna exist in low res for today, right? That plan was me yesterday. That plan was me yesterday. I'm just in a low res kind of mood. Look at him. I love just these ones over here. They're also a bit lower res, but they're not as bad. But that guy, oof, he had a rough night. Seek shelter. Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. How do I know he's a darling? Doesn't seem very darling to me. Our Bureau at work. Okay. So, what, you're all a bunch of glorified janitors? Oh, he's back. He's following us, chat. Director Zachariah Trench. He looks like an horrible person. I bet he's gonna turn out to not be a nice guy. A bathroom. Wonderful. Look at these. Why are there holes in your wall? These supposed to be like air, like hand dryers? Maybe. Hello? Anybody home? No? Don't put the toilet paper on the ground like that. That's nasty. How do you know he's a darling? It's in the name. No, you see, I think he's an asshole, probably.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
I bet he's not even a darling. I bet he's the opposite of a darling. Stuff on the ground. I like crouch. I don't like that this one thing is up. I don't like it. Is this place empty? Es muy suspicioso. Yo no comprende. ¿Por qué is it empty? Damn, these are some nice offices though. Like, hello? Weird offices, but nice offices. Ooh, stuff. Why didn't that one just auto open? Ah! Attention all censored. Censored. A shark in his censored. Although secure censored. Permission to censored. Following basic protocol censored. Shoot to kill censored. Good luck. Thanks. Helpful. I'm sure the lore nerds out there are like, oh my god, that's the thing! This feels like the kind of game where like a note like that to the average player has absolutely no meaning, and then like someone who's like super deep in the lore is like, sup nerd? Hi King, thank you for the lurk, I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Oh my god, I've already got 4 out of the 40 collectibles. Or at least that it has for an achievement. Look at that, chat. We're already 10% of the way. Oh my god, it's uncensored. Hello. As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting for them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Ms. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. Now chat, did you file your R4 reports yet? I was already on top of mine. No one's talking. Oh, it's him. When that level of censoring seems mild by recent standards, ain't that the Wait. But there was... What? I was gonna say there was a door there last time. Oh my god. Okay, that's trippy. Okay. Okay, so we're in like a warping dimensional space. That's good to know.
Hello?
There, but I don't want to go there. Now that I know that the space can disappear behind me, I need to like make sure that I find it. I am going to run into every wall. Wait, is it lit up now? Are bad things happening? That's trippy. Okay. Man over there.
Suuteen valtaus kajahtaa.
Hey, excuse me.
Ei onnellista.
Hello?
There you are. You are here about the job.
Wait, I know his name.
Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, niin Johan on helvet. There be work
I
for
agree.
the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I
Done
agree
enough
entirely
night
with
shift
everything
loner
he said.
jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
What? Wait, there's an axe murderer? Do I need to be worried about an axe murderer? No, I'm concerned. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome into our little municipality. This room is very tight. Okay. Nothing in there. Ahti, my beloved. So is he the same Ahti from Alan Wake? Is he just the same guy? Nothing here. Okay. Is he some kind of interdimensional being? Is Ahti a god? My knowledge of Alan Wake comes entirely from watching Tally play it multiple times. That's about it, by the way. I've never played any of the Alan Wake games. I've just religiously watched Tally play. Oh. This place is bright. Wait. How did we... We're back here? Okay, that's trippy. Hello? Hello? At some point there's gonna be something in this bathroom. I know it. I know it. There's gonna be something in this bathroom. Now there's an elevator. So there was the picture of Ahti doing his work, and now it's turned into the elevator. That's okay. So when are you playing Alan Wake for yourself? One day when I have the game, maybe, or the games, I should say. Truth, Alan Wake 2 will blow your mind. I've watched Tally play Alan Wake 2. I've watched Tally speedrun Alan Wake. I've watched Tally speedrun Alan Wake 2 and then stop partway through to do a dance and then continue to speedrun Alan Wake 2. It's not the same.
The cell and the poster.
If you say so.
I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Ask so. If you ask so kindly, who am I to say no, Jesse? I love tearing posters. I love that we're getting like a whole like series intro sequence. I feel like you could slap this on the start of like a Netflix series and it would make sense. All right. Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Did I
The
lose you there for a
cinematography is really
moment?
good.
You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Wait, so am I the creepy thing that she just saw? Because she said, "Did I lose you for a moment?" And then the thingy appeared. Is that me? Am I the effects? Am I the special effects? You should still play them. The Beaver herself told you so. Game's so good looking, it's insane. You couldn't because Netflix isn't even close to matching the quality of Control. Oof. Oof. Oh. The fuck? Where did the sparks come from? I do like that I can just move stuff. Ooh! Yes! No! No, my dress! Wait, come back. Come back, come back. Okay, if I just move slow enough. I am protected. I have a shield against the dark forces. I don't need powers. I already have them. If I just move slow enough, my barrier cannot be locked. I am the true power. How long can I keep this going? Oh. Yes. Yes. What's in here? Hello? Be afraid. Be not afraid. I am powerful. Approved terminology reminder. Reminder, drafting any public-facing material while penning any notifications of death related to the Willow AWE, please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrase to use in service of his/her country, regret, proud or pride, will be remembered. Words, phrases to avoid, Alaska, scissors, blood, bleed, loss, apologies, and sorry. Alright. No need to be afraid, you're wearing... Exactly. I am protected. I have the power. Alarm going off? Whoa. Just my presence alone is sending things flying. See how powerful I am, chat? This is my aura. This right here... this floating table around me is a physical manifestation of my aura. Oh, I can't open that. If you meet me in real life, this is just kind of the presence that I have. It's as if there is like a rotating table around my head at all times. I love that this thing is just here. Oh, beautiful. I'm sorry, Tally. I'm ruining one of your favorite games already, but it's okay. Because I'm having a blast while doing so. It's supposed... I know this is supposed to probably be a very serious start, but here I am. And I have table aura, so, like... Honestly, I don't... Damn. Damn! My aura can almost move an entire desk. Ah! See, look how powerful I am. Do you know other cats that can do that, chat? That with their presence alone can tip over an entire desk? I get a second one. Oh, yes! Now I am truly powerful. I have attained godhood. Nothing can harm me now. Do not disturb. Yes, do not disturb me. I'm too powerful for you. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Of course, Barbara. Damn it, Barbara. What have I come back to? Aura. You like my aura, Ruby? I think I've got a pretty powerful aura going right now. Investigate the noise in the director's office. But what if I don't want it? What if I'd rather, like, check everywhere else first instead? It's beautiful. Hype moments, right? This. You know what would be really good? If the cutscenes are, like, actually not pre-rendered, and then I just show up in the cutscene with the tables around me. No, my tables! No, my tables! My aura! No!
Shit.
No, give me my aura back.
You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
My aura! My aura! It's leading me to that. We got blood splatters in every direction, which is interesting. However, most of these look like passive blood splatter, which would mean, like, to get a drop that looks so, like, almost perfectly round, like this big one here in the middle, you would have to be like, the source of the blood would have to be standing exactly on top of this without moving at all. There is no momentum in this blood besides falling directly downwards. This one is also mostly passive with, like, a slight directionality away from the chair. But again, most of these blood spatters, this one's a spray pattern, so that one you can't really take. But these big ones, those are passive drops. Maybe the blood made a big arc. No, because if it were to make an arc, it would still have sideways momentum in the way it would land. And to get a pattern, like a blood splatter this big, this drop in particular, this little pool down here, that's multiple drops of blood. Which would only happen if the, like, source of the blood was standing, like, directly on top of it. Even at an arced angle, the blood falls straight, like the blood falls into like a line if it hits the ground. See here as well, a lot of these look, this is just a pool, so you can't really tell too much from that, just that there was a lot of blood that was sourced right here. What's interesting is that you've got so much more blood at the bottom there than at the top here, which would, again, imply that the blood didn't necessarily land all on the top, but that whatever the source of the blood was against here, allowed it to drip to the ground for a bit before it moved. Maybe the blood made a big arc. Must have been a struggle. See, you could... There would be reason to believe that there was at least something going on around here. In particular, the splatter here is interesting because it looks like... Yeah, you've got a gunshot to the head is what it looks like they're trying to go for. And so you've got the blood coming out from what would be his left side. If he's sitting here in the chair and he were to shoot himself, or someone would shoot him from that side, you'd expect blood all here on the right or on the left side. So where it had come, where the bullet would have left his head. You wouldn't really see much blood on this side, generally, because the momentum of the bullet pushing through the skull pushes the blood along with it. That being said, a small amount of splatter would make sense. Like this mist that you see over here makes sense. These bigger drops over here don't make sense. unless there was another source of blood. But it doesn't look like anywhere else on his body he was bleeding. Our forensics takes on the murder scene. Exactly. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. Could it be a large volume of blood dripping like from an artery? Check the body's wrists or armpits. So this could be like, so what you could have is if you were to have a large enough wound. The problem is like you could have most of the time something like this will form from multiple drops of blood and not from a single instance of blood falling out. Same with like this. There would be a constant source of blood because you wouldn't have this much blood go out in one go. But the thing that's weird about this one is just like, in particular down here, this doesn't look like the kind of pool of blood that would be sourced from it dripping down the table like this. So what would happen if it's dripping down the side here? If all the blood that came down here was supposed to be dripping down from up here, this would be a very smooth pool. Blood is, at the end of the day, blood is more cohesive than water. So it tries to stay together as much as possible and doesn't try to spread out and create like gaps of air unless there's another force acting on it that wouldn't force it to do so. So to get like a pool like this, you wouldn't get that from a dripping down like that. You'd either get it because the ground is uneven, which would cause the blood to like move around the uneven shape in the ground, or you would have the blood coming from multiple sources to land in that spot. But seeing as there's no other blood around it, it looks like the implication is that it all just dripped down from up here. But then secondly, you'd expect there to be that much blood up here before it would go down here to cause that kind of stain. And the amount of staining you're seeing up here doesn't really correspond with what it looks like is supposedly dripped all the way down here. Still, for the most part, I'd say they did a decent job. Also, Leo, hello, Leo and Raiders. Sorry, I was nerding out. I was being a nerd. Hi, Leo and Raiders. Welcome on in. How's it going? How was your stream? What were you up to, you lovely, lovely bean? Can we get a shout out for Leo, please? How was your stream? What were you up to, lovelies? Yes, welcome on in. Hi, I'm doing my first ever playthrough of Control. I have no idea what, and I don't really know much about this game besides that it is good, as per word of mouth. Other than that, and I know that there's a lady in Control and that there's like psychic and fantastical powers that happen at some point in time. Other than that, I know nothing. Right now I'm geeking out over this apparent murder scene, because some things aren't adding up. But yeah. Anyway. Fragpunk. I feel like I've heard of Fragpunk. What is Fragpunk? I feel like I've heard of this game before, but I can't remember. I'll pause it for just a second. Yeah. I should probably do the streamer thing, right? Hi, welcome on in. If you do not know me, my name is Senator. You can call me Sen. I am your local resident chaotic cat boy. If you could not tell that I'm chaotic from just these last 5 minutes, then I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, I like to play a variety of video games, ranging from cozy to horror and everything in between. And today we are playing Control. And yeah. It's our first story game of the year, and I'm very curious. I've been wanting to play this for a while. I've had this in my Steam library for probably at least like 3 years now. So we're finally getting to it. We're actually getting through the backlog. Not really. But we're pretending we are. And thank you for the shoutouts. Are there any other wounds than the gunshot wound? It doesn't look like there are any other wounds on his body. Which again makes this very interesting, right? Because... So the way things usually happen when you have a gunshot wound is the gunshot wounds are very interesting because they actually don't carry a lot of blood with them in like the way that we would expect when we're looking at what we see in TV and movies, right? When we're watching movies and we're watching series and we see it in games, there's always like this right here. Now, in reality, now of course it depends on like what kind of gun, and this gun looks like it probably packs a punch. But in reality, a gunshot wound's initial splatter is a lot more misty. So it's a lot more like these little droplets over here. And like the little droplets that you see around here. These ones make a lot more sense. Because what happens is the bullet travels, well, through the skull. It'll collect your brain, it'll like collect bits of brain tissue. But depending on how sharpened and rounded the bullet is, that'll determine how much tissue it actually pulls with it. So you will get a little bit of this. However, and that difference between what you get to see in movies and games and what you would see in real life is that the sort of blotch that you'd get around where the bullet actually hits a wall or has like left the head and like gone into something solid is that would be a combination of tissue. So things like bits of brain tissue, bits of skin tissue. Sometimes even little chips of bone might be in there, depending again on the size of the bullet and the force through which it travels. But otherwise, you'd get a lot of this misting around it, which are all these tiny little droplets kind of surrounding where the initial area is, and they'll be more spread out based on the distance from where the bullet has left the head until where it's hit a solid area. Because you can imagine it kind of leaves the skull in a cone-like shape. Now there's a lot of blood in the skull, so there is a decent amount of blood that's going to mist out like that. But what you won't see initially is like this. These bigger droplets, those ones form from blood being able to drip multiple times onto something. So these would imply that a source was in that area able to drip blood multiple times. Now when you see something like that, for example, this one in particular, I'm going to keep coming back to this one because it makes the least sense of all of them. When you see a big passive blood drop like that, the initial thought that would come to my mind is that there is some kind of other murder weapon. This was not caused by a gunshot, right? This was caused by either there was another person in the room that got injured and their blood was dripping on the ground here. Say like someone stood right here, fought with him, got hurt by him, and then shot him. That person might have been bleeding while standing still. And so the blood could like drip from my left hand onto that spot. Same with like some of these droplets around here. You could expect a bit of mist from this point onwards, but not like you'd expect it to look more like that and not like this. So again, these more passive blood splatters imply that another source of blood was standing on the space. Must have been chilling on the desk for a bit. Maybe they moved the body around to drip and then put him on the ground and shot him again in the same spot. So that's actually the other interesting one, is the pool here, right? So the pool probably is the most logical. The exact position that he's lying in doesn't quite make sense. To be shot from here, first off, you'd need a lot of force to eject a human body by more than a meter, like to propel the body by more than a meter to the side. You would need a lot of force. So either this gun is mystical, which I mean it could be, this game is definitely supernatural, or more likely, because that kind of force would probably have torn much more damage into the skull, he's been pushed or moved into this position. Especially considering how he's lying, it doesn't quite make sense from having been shot. He would more have likely fallen onto his side and then maybe rolled onto his back, but not into such a neat position. So it would imply that he's probably been moved. And that would coincide with this, because this makes a lot more sense for him having been shot and his head having landed here on the desk and then having dripped on to the desk and down onto the ground here, which would have created this pattern more. And then after that, for some reason, he was moved to here. Him being moved could then also explain some of these drips between here and here. They don't explain this one over here or this one back here because they're quite far back. So those could potentially have come from the person that moved him. Someone moved him from this spot to that spot. If they were grabbing by like the shoulders or something like that, there's a high likelihood that at least some of the blood would have traveled onto there. And then they could have been standing this spot afterwards or this spot afterwards and had some of the blood drip onto the ground. Why does that rock on the paper under the wall splatter look sus? So the rock has wood chips on it, I think is what it's supposed to be. It looks like wood chips from the bullet entering into the wall. Makes sense. The part that is interesting, actually, the part that's really interesting, if this is intentional, is if you look right here, the part of the rock that's facing us has wood chips on it, but it has a blood drop on top of the wood chips. So a really important, so actually this is, I'm going to pull this back real quick. A really important and useful piece of information for anyone that's ever interested in forensics and in any kind of scene reconstruction is layering. Layering is extremely pivotal in helping you to determine a series of events. And layering can line in a lot of different things. Layering can help you tell when like bullets are shot through like a window. The cracks and the layering of the cracks can tell you the order in which those bullets entered the window. When damage is done to the skull, the cracks and the layering of those can tell you that. When there are like blood spatters or other materials on a scene, again, the layering and what is on top of what can tell you a lot. So in this case, what's really interesting here is the wood chips. If this on the rock is supposed to be wood chips, which I assume they are, would have come most likely, because there doesn't seem to be any other source that they could have come from, would have come from the bullet impacting the wall. The bullet would have impacted the wall, that would have shattered out the wood chips, they would have landed on here. However, the blood being on top of the wood chips implies that blood splattered in this direction after the bullet already entered the wall. Now what's interesting there is that when blood leaves, so when someone is shot, blood is propelled out at roughly the same velocity as the bullet, which means the blood would have hit this rock around the same time that the bullet would have hit the wall from him getting shot. Which then again could imply some kind of struggle. That there was something else that had to have happened before he might have been shot a second time or fought or something that resulted in this blood splattering in this direction. Because this does look like a splatter pattern from a gunshot more so than from like a fight or a struggle. And the reason why is that you don't see a lot on the top of the desk here. Which means that most of this blood was propelled in an almost perfectly like horizontal motion. Definitely a struggle, must have been a kick. But then why would there be a blood splatter on the wall? It feels like a multiverse thing happened, multiple murders happening, and in the end all the realities had the victim end up in the exact same spot. Yeah. There are things here that would imply like different scenarios happening at the same time. Torture, he would have been sitting on the chair. The weird thing is that there's not a lot of sources of blood, right? There's not a lot to imply that he was tortured. Like, we don't see wounds on his body. We have some blood here on his shoulder, which again lines up with him landing against the desk. So like his head falling against the desk and his shoulder being against the desk, the blood would pool there, drip onto his shoulder and onto the ground. So like his body and this implies one shared scenario. The gunshot on the wall, the blood on the wall kind of implies the gunshot scenario, but the position where his body actually is now implies that either he was moved, which the drops over here would coincide with, or that he was like kicked. Because the other thing is this pool over here, right? So it's pooling out, which is very normal. That's normal for like the wound is there, the blood's gonna keep pooling, and it's gonna pool out. Usually it would pool out against the body a little bit more, especially on a carpet. The body's gonna cause an impression, which is gonna push the carpet strands down, creating a slight indentation for the blood to collect in. So you'd expect a little bit more blood to be pooling closer to the body and not just away from it. But the sort of slight spattering around it gives me one or two, again, implies some kind of momentum. So either the body wasn't just laid down here, but it was like pushed or thrown or kicked to land here and splatter a little bit on the ground, or the blood pool was here, and while it was fresh, there was some kind of impact in the blood pool that caused it to splatter a bit around it in the nearby vicinity. And then, because the body was there, it would continue to pool out a bit more and cover the initial displaced area of blood. They were trying to make this look like a suicide. They did a terrible job. Yeah, there was definitely at least one other person in this room. Eventually is pushed on the desk, killed, tossed to the side. See, the problem is, so in a mostly vertical direction, he would have been around here. His head would have been around here when he was shot. Which again, actually is very interesting. How tall is this man? I think he might be around the same height as our character. And this bullet is at standing height. So this would imply, the location of the bullet would imply that he was standing when he was shot. Because it looks... yeah, it looks mostly horizontal and not diagonal. So, and the bullet entry is around the temple and exit is around the same height. So there's no angle to the gunshot, which would again imply he's standing at first. So he wasn't even sitting down when he was shot. If they were trying to make this look like a suicide, they did a terrible job. Oh, 100%. Yeah, true. I feel this would be the most logical. Pushed on the desk, killed, tossed to the side. Yeah, except, and that's the part that's weird, is he would have been shot standing here. He would have had to been lying on the desk for a bit of time for it to blood. For the blood to, like, drip and collect. And then he would have had to have afterwards been moved. Like, either kicked to the side or pushed or dragged and thrown down. To eventually collect blood over there. Seems like likely he had told Barbara to cancel all meetings and sounding paranoid. It did seem kind of paranoid. That would make sense. There was something sus happening today. I missed that part. The first bit I saw was Sin wearing tables. Yeah, I think I read it just before the tables. No, I had one of the tables. I think I had my first table, but not my second table yet. One of the memos along the way might have been... yeah, it might have just been before Ruby came back. Are there security cameras? Doesn't look like we have any kind of security system. No. But like a locked door, but a fire alarm. Stain? Got what looks like to have been a clean stain on the roof. Yeah, whatever happened, the man was standing at his desk when he was shot. He was at least lying against the table for a while, and he was moved afterwards around. Those are like the three main things we can tell. The strange thing about it is that there would have had to have been another source for this blood and this blood, which would then imply at least one other person in the room. Whether that person was the one that shot him or he shot himself could go either way. But that person definitely moved him to where he's lying now. Anyway. Investigate the noise in the director's office. You mean the twink yapping about bullets and blood? In brief, of course. Exactly. Alright. Let's finally pick up the gun. Let's do what the game actually wants us to do.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
Follow the board's instructions to complete the Astral Plane Challenge. Oh god, I have a health bar. I have a health bar. This ain't it. So, we came into this place. Something's talking to us and telling us where to go. And it's led us now to picking up the gun, and the director's dead. Only do 25 minutes on analyzing a dead dude and make YouTube videos. Look, alright? I'm a nerd. That's what we're here for. If you there's 100 videos of people that played the game quickly. There's 100 videos of people that have played through Control and sped run the game. If you want to see the game played through quickly, you can watch them. Now, if you want to watch a 25-minute analysis of a dead body and how that could have come to be in the situation that it is, now that's what we're here for. These are concept tattoos in your mind. The service weapon has many forms, like the house prison you occupy. Okay. Ooh. He has very short jumps. He has small ups. Oh, okay, we can climb. Alright. Okay, we got a void. I'm assuming that jumping into the void's probably not gonna help. Oh, God. We double jumped. Gone double. We're sci-fi, but we're not that sci-fi. No, that's not the way. Wee. Charge! Ooh. Oh, you don't look very friendly. B to melee. Oh! That doesn't look like melee. That looks like fucking magic. Oh, you're weird. You left little blue drops on the ground. What are those? This. Can I pick it up? Is that health? It's the same color as my health bar, so I'm gonna assume that's like extra health. Jedi, damn, obliterated. I know, right? Holy shit. There's 100 videos of Control playthroughs, but you're the only one who looks at a dead dude for almost half an hour. Exactly! I gotta get something unique, you know? I say this in the most endearing way possible. That's actually cool. Professional forensics expert dissects death scene in X game, right?
The same gun.
Obtain the service weapon. Choose to be chosen. Achievement gained.
Okay.
Oh, I got the Glock.
Now I have a gun.
Oh, this gun looks really cool. Just like a bunch of vibrating blocks. Right. Alright, who wants to fuck around and find out? Man. Get level. Ooh. 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 I'm not good at shooting like this. I need to get used to this. This feels weird. The aim in this feels weird. Okay. What is she? Oh! Oh. That's interesting. Okay. I was not expecting to aim swap or like side swap. The service weapon regenerates ammunition automatically. That's good to know. But yeah, no, this feels like this would have enough. Based on that is, first of all, that's a really good gun sound. But there's definitely enough force behind here to create the blood splatter we saw on the wall. Oh, it automatically, okay, so I don't even have to. I keep wanting to push R to reload and it just swaps me around. Sen working on a slow run is like a speed run, but the other way around. Idling is against the rules. The slowness of the game must be purposeful. Exactly. You're not allowed to just stand still. There has to be like an intention behind everything that you do to make the game take longer. Can I like make that jump? No. The answer to that question was no. Can I get back up here? I want to try again. Try again. Oh, come on. You can grab that. You're like right there. Come on. Oh, hi. Oh. Do the headshots deal more damage? Looks like. The way his like body like reshapes while he's moving is really interesting. Oh, he has a gun. He has a Glock. No, he can't shoot back. That's not fair. That's not fair. They can't fight back. They're supposed to all just be little guys that I get to shoot for free. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Oh, Leo. No. Get up here. Oh, I can get back up. All right. Okay. I'm gonna try and get up here. And get up here. Aha! Let's go. So good at this. I want to get up there. Can I get up there? I don't think I can get up there, but I'm gonna try anyway. How would I get there? There to there is probably it, but that's not gonna happen. Doesn't look like I take full. That's also ah! Nope. Right. Then trying to make that jump reminds me of cats jumping over slippery surfaces. Yeah. Nothing on it. No, I'll never be able to make it up high. But I made it to there, so I'm proud of myself for that. We wield the gun, you. The board appoints you. Congratulations, director.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
Okay.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
Well. Interesting place to say that, right? I'm happy to be here, she says, standing over the dead man that has potentially shot himself in the head. Hey, there's something over here on the map. There's a wall behind. There's something behind it. Oh! Okay, that's sick. See, now it looks like there was a struggle. Right. She did take the murder weapon. It's mine now. I can get a new defense table. Right, defense. It's okay, I have my defensive table. You're evil, aren't you? Why is it lighting up when I... Okay. So, this is giving me slight Beyond Two Souls vibes, but on steroids. I never played Beyond Two Souls. Oh,
You can't let this happen. 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 You can't let this happen.
I have safety table.
You can't let this happen. You stopped it. You. Oh, thank you. That was. Horror.
Whoa!
Get the fuck away!
Fucking absolutely blasted. Okay, we regen. Do I only regen from like the dead bodies? Yeah, it looks like it. So I gotta be careful and not take too much damage. Gotcha. The environmental destruction is actually really good. Damn. This is impressive. Like, does it disappear or does it stay there? I wanna know. I'm gonna look around for a second. Like, oh. Yeah. You know what? Like, whenever I see a game that gives me, like, the ability to destroy stuff, it always reminds me of... I don't know if anyone else played these games with me. But did you ever play Red Faction? Red Faction was, I think, one of my favorite games of my childhood. Yeah, it stayed. That's actually... Red Faction was one of my favorite games of my childhood because it was one of the first games that really had, like, in-depth environmental destruction. That was, like, a whole part of how the game works. And it didn't just, like, erase stuff after a while. Like, if you destroyed something, it was destroyed and it stayed exactly like, okay, buy boxes. And it stayed exactly like that. Still can't go in there. Gotta go back. But like here as well, seeing that these like bullet holes are actually like staying in the wall. And like the stuff that we've sent flying is all staying on the ground. Is, oh, this is sick. It feels like... And this game is from decently... I mean, yeah, this is the Ultimate Edition's from 20, but still. Ooh.
Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
Yeah. Calm down.
Hotline, says the dead man. Okay.
Like, oh no, the plant. Okay, we gotta be careful. We can't kill our low poly plant buddy. Wherever he is. So is there like... Oh! Damn! Alright. Okay. Oh, hi! Jeez! My aim is so bad right now. Whew. They're like... This is... I am... Or look at this. Just like the destruction and every... Oh. You alright there, buddy? Doing okay? That one's fucking ascending. This undefined material. I picked up a bunch of stuff. Photograph of Director Trench. So much is expected from the director, the responsibility, the privilege. Hiss Guard. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted security guard. The Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss was quick to take advantage of this fact. Hiss guards use the standard issue bullpup rifle they carried prior to corruption, while the armored guards carry pump-action shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception that certain Hiss guards are protected by a shield of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Is this shield a result of prolonged Hiss corruption? Does the Hiss mature in organic hosts over time? More data is needed. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts for tasks they are best suited to? Combat trained hosts are reserved for combat? These are all questions for later, though it is obvious the corrupted individuals retain knowledge on the use of their weapons. Refer to censored for full report. Interesting. Also, 1 second. Yes, Nala, I hear you. Screaming cat in the house. Holy, she was meowing that entire time. I'm trying to read, Nala. Honestly. Cat doesn't have any respect today. Game has such pretty VFX, they turn me on. It's so pretty. It is very good. Like the sound, in particular the sound design. So I think when it comes to games, especially games with like any kind of like gunplay, sound design is everything. This? That's everything right there. Like in a lot of games, the gun might not sound like as powerful, as satisfying. You don't get as much of like the poing and the pyong and the whatever of it like hitting different surfaces and materials. That is 100% making like it feel that it 100 like it grounds the experience. It grounds the fights. Everything suddenly feels more real. It's very well done. Someone used levitate on them. It was very effective, apparently. Oh, Gon, thank you for the hydrate, stretch, and posture check. Alright, chat. Drink your water, stretch your muscles, make sure you straighten out those backs. I see you. I see you shrimping. Now, come on. More. Straighter. Straighter. Shoulders too. Shoulders too. That's better. Alright, and go up. Muscles have been stretched. Body is ready. Alright. So now I'm actually kind of curious. On a complete side note, I was dry mouthed and shrimping, so I figured others could use the reminder too. No, thank you for that, Gon. I appreciate you. Cause I thought, oh, hi. Oh, those eyes are open. Oh, that's concerning. There's part of me that wants to know what happens if you like shoot them. There's also part of me that's like does not want to shoot them because I feel like there will be ramifications. There's a button. Push the button. Push the button. Oh. Ooh, you don't look too good. You doing alright there, Chief? Hey, he's just twisting his back. It's fine. I was gonna say it's kind of too tempting. The chanting as well. Yeah, something's chanting. I don't like it. Ooh, for Marshall's eyes only. Marshall. We checked out the suspected AWE in Duluth. Wasn't anything. Just like the house fire before this, and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team's getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real things. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch. Next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Sincerely, Special Agent Keenum. Service weapon OOP-1-KE. Containment procedure, no unique procedures required. This object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to blank. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of blank. The object will determine whether blank. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. Well, we know what happened to Mr. Man. This process is dictated by the blank, though their criteria is unknown. Their criteria. Okay. The object was discovered inside the oldest house. The fact that it's capitalized means it's a noun and not a verb, which the place called the oldest. In the room that is now used as the director's office. Oh, so this place is the oldest house? The popular hypothesis, blank, many forms throughout history, blank, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, all weapons that blank of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, blank. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.1. So what they're saying is that it's a center point of collective subconscious, and that's what is giving it power. Okay. Oh! This is all weapons that chose their wielding. Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, all weapons that chose their wielders. Or something. It's something to do, because each of these weapons, they had like a fated user. They each had a fated, I can't remember the name of who wields Varunastra, but I do remember the story, because I'm the mythology. Oh, we got a presentation, the fitting one that goes with it.
Of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now,
wait, what did he say?
the service weapon is, of course, a prime example
Go back.
of an OOP,
Oh,
a
back,
very
please.
powerful one.
I can't rewind it.
Bureau's
Wait,
DNA, a
I want to
key
restart it. That last thing he said.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well.
Astral plane. Okay.
Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it. Lose and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, Head of Research, Federal Bureau of Control.
Interesting. Alright. So did he try to, like, force it to be his? Oh, shit. I just fucking yeeted that out of there. What's that? House memory. Undefined reading and house memory are conceptual materials. Okay. We have a loadout? Astral health boost. Health plus 25%. I didn't realize that this was gonna have, like, loadouts and shit. I thought this was, like, primarily just, like, a story game. Reload speed, please. Let me reload faster, thank you. So if I hit this, does that just close the door? What happens if I close this door? Okay. Literally just closed, or do I get to... Doesn't look like. Alright. Just a little hiding space. A little safety zone. Okay. Anyone want to fuck around and find out? No? Let's go back this way first. This is also... Oh, the door closed on its own this time. Aha! Dinner reservation at 7 p.m. at Ches. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at lobby reception. Remember, she is turning 46. Feels like it's important for something. Okay. Whoops. Flip the entire table. That's something there? No. What area is this meant to be based in, or is it just all over the show? I don't know. I feel like this is supposed to be like somewhat modern day, but we do have typewriters. But they were talking about like no smart devices. So there's some kind of connection between modern like technology and like something bad. There's something bad about like modern technology, which is I think why like everything in here is kind of retro. Because there was like no smart devices allowed inside and stuff like that. They weren't allowed laptops, they weren't allowed smartphones. I'm not entirely sure what is up with the smart devices, but maybe that'll probably be explained in a bit.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
So cool. At some point there's gonna be something in one of these bathrooms. I swear to God. Would there be... I was thinking if you could like break this and you'd get like healing stuff out. It doesn't look... Can I break the toilet? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm so destructive. And alcohol. Yeah, and cigarettes. Fair enough. This. Correspondence. Executive meeting. Rising costs of AWE response. Update on mold eradication efforts. Upcoming annual salary review. New supplier of coffee filters to pound and vent. Please come prepared. Thank you for your. Okay. Of her. Wait, is that us? She looks kind of similar. Do you know? She's very pixelated, so I don't know. But like, it's the same sort of red hair, same swept to the side. Similar skin tone. Not quite same facial structure. Our face is a bit wider, hers is a bit slimmer. But it looks similar. One day I'm gonna find something in these bathrooms. Just you wait. Just you wait. Let's get going. Central Brother
Hissing
Dylan.
sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy.
That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We are proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them these questions. Are you here to see someone? Are you from New York City or just visiting? How do you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain that this is a secure federal office and they'll need to leave. If their answers seem blank, escort them to a private room. There, perform the gunner's psychological assessment. If the responses are within the acceptable range of deviance, see the provided scoring sheet, then blank immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. You heard it, chat. There's no such thing as too suspicious. When she went in, she said something about... Oh yeah, true, she did say something about her brother Dylan. But it looked like a woman on the poster. And like the slimmer face would imply like a more feminine feature. Examination of paranatural topics, urban legends. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetype. Jung's archetype. Okay, I don't think I've heard of this. We recognize certain blank informed by our own blank and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially created in popular culture using blank, our bureau-made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, AWEs that only occur on blank, a pair of scissors that consume human blank through 2 punctures on the blank. These details living in the minds of so many have given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. So basically, Jung's archetypes? Wait, is that Jung's archetypes? I thought that was someone else. I thought the personality archetypes were different name. Interesting. Fair enough. Prefer to file 493. 69, huh? Dark. Big deal. Do we not have a flashlight? I mean, it's lit up enough that I can see everything, but it's just like... Just music. You're right. Jungs are like artist, ruler, lover, explorer. Okay. Yeah, so the 16 personalities are an evolution of Jung's archetypes. Hi. Doing alright there, sis? Oh. Hmm. Okay. This doesn't look... I'm going this way. I hop over there. Oh no, I didn't mean to. I knew it. Oh yeah. Get away from me. You are terrifying. Okay, so I don't want to use all my ammo. Ah.
Must cleanse control points. An enemy. Corrupt. Spreading.
Oh, hi Pyramid.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it.
Okay. Trippy. Huh. We're unblocking the place. That's nice.
Holy shit! You did it! We did it!
Hello? Can you hear
Interact with cleanse control points to fully restore health. On death, Jesse will start at a... Ah, so these are our save points.
Are you still sane?
Wait. Outfits? Oh shit. Tactical
Please,
response?
Talk to me.
Astral
Before you
dive suit.
Deal with the compromised
Urban
agents.
response. Now we'll stick to basic. I like her basic outfit. Oh, our gun's done.
Safe to come out.
Hope. I hear you, but like, let me look around. Oh, I can't do anything in it? So I can only destroy places until I cleanse them. Oh, you're still just chilling. What's up, sis? You good? How's it hanging? Good talk. Um. Alright, I guess we opened it. Haven't heard of that before. I thought there was a hand sticking out of the wall back there? What?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie? Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting. I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Oh.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this
Hiss?
that works. Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me. Saying things.
Just visiting? Oh, you're the new director. I know, right?
It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point. Push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need
like
to ask you to
monologues.
do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or
I was wondering why there was
possessed
just
by the
one
hiss.
person still hanging.
Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay.
Huh.
You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out.
Okay, but first... Aha! Or! Examination of paranatural topics, control points. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point, in the blank arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. Is that why the place is like moving around? These control points are discovered by blank detection of an unobstructed ping using the blank within a 37 foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctions or blank or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the old house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be. Refer to file 7252788. Interesting. Toilets in combi. Nice. Classic safe room. Not much in the way of, like, survival supplies besides toilet paper. But hey, at least we know they would have made it out of the pandemic. Hi, Vi. Oh no. Now she lost it again. Definitely a lot of internal monologue. Almost feels like the source material could have been a book or as a book or comic. Maybe. I don't actually know what the source material was. Those bunk beds don't look... Wait, were those bunk beds? Were those supposed to be bunk beds? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't see how you're getting on the top bunk without, like, yeeting the rest of them. I guess it's attached to the wall. Yeah, it's like properly attached to the wall. Yeah, it looks like it's fully attached to the wall. I don't think it would topple still. You'd have to be... I feel like you'd have to be pretty light to use the top bunk still, because you'd have to fully heft yourself all the way up there. Huh. How is Vi doing today? How is the cutie pie doing? Alright. How's it hanging, sister? Oh. He did.
It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
She did. We just murdered someone.
Jesse, over here. We need to make a plan, Jesse.
Yeah. But I was the quote-unquote director. Why are you bossing me around?
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in and covered the whole
Sounds like your
thing.
hometown was anything but.
I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench, the ghost, or whatever he is, he mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
Definitely a lot of monologue.
call
Almost
me
feels
the
like a source
director.
material could have been a book. Yeah, it does. It does feel like a book.
I'm not a director type. Not a leader.
It's like a narrated story,
Why am I here?
which is interesting.
I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the hiss destroy it all.
Yeah, it feels definitely like a novel story. It's definitely a presentation style that haven't seen in a game much.
Look, I know this is all new to you, so don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs to the mailroom. You can get to the hotline containment chamber through there. Good luck,
Finish
Jesse.
chapter 1.
See you back here once you have the hotline.
Thanks, Emily.
So, Eek, are you still here? I know Tally's probably started streaming, so I don't know if Eek is still here. Might have run off as well. I'm still breathing, not having. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Bye. Thank you for giving Vi a hug, please. Take good care of yourself, you know. Don't push yourself too much. Just try to focus on what you need. Take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. You got this. Gotta head for dinner. Gonna have to watch the VOD tomorrow. Really interesting. Have fun. Thank you, Ruby. Have good dinner. Enjoy your lurking. I'm thinking that this is where we're gonna end it for today. I think this was a solid introduction. I feel like it's a decent point to stop on. I just want to make sure that it's like saved. Do we want to talk to her at all?
The hotline should be in the communications department.
We'll talk to her and then we'll say. Actually, you know what? I'll come back and talk to her afterwards.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
I'll come back and
Just
talk
let
to
me
her. We'll do that tomorrow. Does this let me save? These are fast travel points. So does it just save when I quit? Because I'm not seeing a save thing. I'm gonna just hope and pray that it saves when I quit. You'll return to the last checkpoint if you quit to the main menu. Okay, yeah. So I just went to the checkpoint there. Just to double check. Because these were the checkpoints. So I'm just gonna assume that it'll load me in here. And we'll be good to go. But yeah. Oh god, there's a bunch of things popping up now. Bunch of stuff. I'm alright, thank you. Yeah. That was it. We finished mission 1. We got 2 achievements. 2 out of 67. And we've collected a million collectibles. There are over 120 collectibles. That's good to know. We got 19 collectibles already? Damn. Look at us go. 19 of 120. Is there 120 in total, or are there more than that? There's at least 120 collectibles. There we go. Still very interesting. I am very intrigued. This is the start is wild. I like it though. So we've got a character that was in some sort of she experienced one of these altered world events as a child. And her brother is now missing, assumedly taken by the Bureau. And now 17 years later, she's found her way to the Bureau. She's being navigated by this, whatever this is. This, like, presence in her mind. That's also protecting her from the hiss. So this, like, supernatural power that's assisting her. That maybe she got connected to during that altered world event or something back then. And now she's been chosen by the service weapon, and so has become the director of the Bureau. Very interesting. I'm very curious to see where it goes from here. There's some really interesting world building. I like it. But yeah, we'll see. Ads in your game. I mean, to be fair, there are ads for their own games, so it wouldn't be the first time that that's happened in a game before. But yeah. Anyway, lovely bubblies. No. Nope. There we go. Anyway, thank you, lovely bubblies, for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you guys choosing to spend your time here and vibing with me. It was honestly very, like, it was really good. I knew it would be good because Tally doesn't really recommend bad games. But I didn't expect it to hook me in this quickly, I'd say. I expected it to, like, get me interested. I didn't think it would hook me in this quickly. I'm very curious to see more. So we will continue again tomorrow. I'm going to try to make sure to start on time tomorrow so that we can, so that we can actually, like, make some good progress instead of yapping for an hour and a half and then only, I mean, we played the game for 2 hours. Now we spend half an hour of those 2 hours just staring at the dead body and analyzing the situation around it. But besides that, it was fun. And I enjoyed it. And I hope you did as well. So thank you. What's this? I have a ping. Oh, thank you, Gon, for sending the for sharing the archetypes. Gon shared the Jung's archetypes in Discord. I'm gonna look into those, but that looks interesting. Huh. Okay. Anyway, lovely bubblies. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me today. There were 1,000, 100 million, a billion different things that you could have chosen to do today, and you decided to sit here and yap with me, hear about my most embarrassing story on the bus, and play the first mission of Control. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow. I'm gonna try to make sure that I actually start on time tomorrow, so 4 p.m. Central European time, if possible. Yes, that is actually the time that we're supposed to be starting streams normally. No, I almost never start on time. Yes, I know. There we go. That's all the major questions out the way. Let's see if we can find a friend to bother. Who can we raid and give some love? And also, while I look for a potential raid target, I want to make sure that you know that whether you're here for a minute, whether you're here for the whole stream, whether you're lurking, chatting, or anything in between, you're appreciated. And you're loved. And I hope you know that. I was looking for a second at other people that are also playing Control. However, those look like they're probably all way ahead. So I'm probably not going to raid into another person playing Control. Just because that'll probably end up in just, yeah, getting spoiled. So let's not do that. However, do we have a friend who's live? I mean, we definitely have a friend who's live, but which friend? Do we raid the beaver? I think it makes sense, right? The beaver's the reason we're playing this game, so let's go shout at the beaver. Alright, let's go bother Tally. Tally is doing game dev. Tally is doing another software and game dev stream. I think she's working on a new project. She's learning how to develop games, and she's doing it live on stream so that, you know, you can see what it's like to experience learning something new together with her. Either way, we're gonna go give her some love. What do we do? What do we do? We're gonna nap on the keyboard. That's what we're gonna do. There we go. So our raid message is going to be, kitties are here to nap on your keyboard. If you do not have access to my emotes, then option 1, you can either use ATmeowny in the channel point section underneath the chat to unlock a static emote of your choosing, and you could choose to unlock the angel emote to join in on the raid. Or, excuse me, sorry. If you do not want to do that or cannot do that, you can also utilize Twitch's very own Cool Cat emote, or you can use another emote of your choosing. Yeah, the other option is you just sneeze. You could just sneeze instead. But yeah, thank you lovelies so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you know that whether you're here for a minute, whether you're here for the whole stream, whether you're lurking, chatting, or anything in between, you are appreciated and you're loved. Because that's something we don't hear a lot. So I want to make sure that you hear it today. Because it's true. So thank you. Genuinely. Take care of yourself. Please give lots of love to Tally. I appreciate you all so much. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, you lovely being. Bye-bye.